going to speak to my residents. You stand here and have been the most patient, trustworthy, trusting people that I've ever known. Intelligent. You listen. Today, I know you feel like you can't trust a single person, and I don't blame you. And I know from your statements to me, you're mad as hell. Well, guess what? We are with you. Rick Ward is exactly right. We have the bills in posture right now. We're going to pull his bill off the House floor, send it to the Senate, where he can put it into conference. In the next week, we can get all this done. We have behind us the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House. They are willing and able to help us move this through as quick as possible, but also to take darn good care of you with that legislation. It is time for Texas Brian to stop hiding behind every excuse that we can possibly think of. We can't think as fast as they can think. If you have an insurance and you know you have a problem, you don't wait till the damn 11th hour to figure out that you need to get them on board. You, my friends, are the first ones on our mind. Without any doubt, the people who stand behind me stand with you. And we're here to finish this and fix it. Thank you.
To remind everybody, the bubbling started in this community on May 30th. That's nearly an entire year the residents of this community have been on eggshells, living in the times of uncertainty. It's unbelievable. And from a public safety standpoint, I'm concerned. You know, back in March when there was a ray of hope that buyouts were coming, I saw a lot of relief in a lot of folks' eyes. But the last week or two, I see a lot of tension building, a lot of frustration. You know, the human being can only take so much. I mean, most of you here have lost a significant amount of your net worth. Everybody knows your net worth is tied up in your home. You can't take advantage of these awesome low rates today because you can't refinance, you can't sell your house, you can't move on. So the Texas Brian, it's time to step up and make it right. Pay these folks so they can relocate. For the ones that want to stay, compensate them for their losses so they can move on, so they can sleep better at night. I'm very concerned because I see some tension and I'm hearing things said on the street that concern me. And I can't blame you for your high level of frustration. But maintain your cool, maintain your posture. You guys have been great. And let's just see this thing through. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. We also have our EOC Director, John Boudreau, here. We've got Kevin Davis from GOSUP, Sherry LaBaugh from the OTD, Stephen Schutz from DNR, Peggy Hatch from DEQ. Let me say one final thing before we take immediate questions. And I look forward to visiting with folks afterwards. Just to put this in individual terms. I mean, you've seen the letter from Texas Brian today. Let me ask y'all this. If you were in a car accident, somebody rear-ended your car and damaged your car, you would expect them to pay you for your damages and make it right. If they came to you and tried to blame their insurance company, the law doesn't allow them to do that. The law says if you cause damage to somebody else's property, you've got to make it right. Texas Brian has caused this damage. It is time for them to make it right. It's not their lawyer's fault. It's not their lobbyist's fault. It's not their insurance company's fault. This is their responsibility. What we're saying to them today is no more excuses. They made a commitment. It's time for them to honor their commitment. If they're not the kind of company that can honor their commitment, we're going to review the permits to see if they're the kind of company that should be allowed to continue to do business in the state of Louisiana. With that, we'll be happy to take questions. Yes, ma'am. Look, it starts immediately. We're past deadlines. The reality is Texas Brian, they should be offering buyouts today. So the commissioner is going to start this review immediately. It's not just the commissioner. It's any state or local agency or official that's got the authority. So this all happens today, and this isn't the only thing we're going to do. We've got every option on the table. You heard from Karen and Ricky, we're going to be looking to modify their legislation in the days ahead to give us even more authority and more steps to take action. Every option's on the table. That could include potential litigation by the state, could include other actions as well, but as of today, what we're saying to Texas Brian is the time's run out. There's no more time for them. They've got to offer these buyouts today. We're saying we're willing to look at those permits. If we have to, we're willing to every single option's on the table when it comes to enforcing the commitments that Texas Brian has made. They've got a legal and a moral obligation to make this right. So absolutely every single option is on the table when it comes to making them fulfill their obligations to the people of these communities.
Yes, Governor. Texas Brian letter says they're unable to afford settlements
we've told their officials, we've told their CEO this, if they're not able, if they don't have the financial wherewithal or the flexibility to meet their commitments, that is absolutely cause for us to be concerned about whether they have the financial wherewithal or flexibility to continue to do business in this state. That's one of the reasons we're going to review their permits to see whether they should be allowed to continue to operate. And it's not just this permit. They got 15 permits throughout the state of Louisiana. We're looking at every one of them. I want to be clear, this is not just about their operations in Assumption Parish. If they don't have the wherewithal to meet their obligations to the people of Louisiana and these communities, maybe we need to take a look, and maybe they shouldn't be doing business in this state. Not only here, but again, that includes all 15 of their permits.
Do you know where some of those permits are?
Yeah, Steve Schutz can get with you afterwards and tell you about their operations throughout the state.
Governor, so where would that leave the residents? If you pull the permits and they're out of here, where does that leave the residents in terms of making them whole?
Look, that's not the only thing. We're also, like I said, we're looking at changing the legislation that's in front of the House and the Senate. We're looking at litigation. We're looking at every tool we can to make them do the right thing. But the point of today is Texas Brine's made a commitment. We feel like it's a moral commitment and a legal commitment. And what we're telling them is we're tired of the excuses. No more. You know, we continue to get phone calls. We continue to be told it's going to come tomorrow. You know, on Friday we were told just wait. It's going to happen by this weekend, and it's going to happen by Monday. The point of today is to let Texas Brine know no more excuses, no more delays. Every option is on the table. They might see us in the legislature. They might see us in court. They might see us in additional executive action. The point is every option is on the table. The only thing they need to do is to make this right. It's real clear. It's real simple. As you heard Marty and others said, they came to the table. They made these commitments. They made the commitment to offer buyouts. They made the commitment to do so within 30 to 45 days after they did the evaluations. All we're saying is make it right. Do what they promised these people they were going to do.
Has Texas Brine in any way contacted you about their situation with their insurers and asked you like to intercede in that situation with the insurance company?
Sure, and I'd say two things. One, Texas Brine caused this damage. It's their responsibility to make it right. I go back again to the car accident analogy. Somebody rear-ends you, and if they come and tell you, well, look, I'm sorry, I'm still fighting with my insurance carrier, their responsibility under the law is to make it right. And so, absolutely, it is their obligation. They're the ones that caused this mess. Their insurance companies didn't cause this mess. Texas Brine's the one that caused this mess. They've got to make it right. I know that the insurance commissioner has been in contact, Commissioner Donald's been in contact with their insurance companies, but at the end of the day, this is about Texas Brine and their responsibility. They need to stop hiding. It's not about their insurance companies, not about their lawyers, not about their lobbyists. They're the ones that have the permits. They're the ones that make the money off these businesses. They're the ones that caused this mess. They've got to make it right. They've got to stop hiding. And again, if they don't have the authority to make it right, maybe they shouldn't have the authority to do business in our state. That's what it comes down to, and that's why we want to review their permits.
Yes, sir. So let's go to Medicaid expansion. Sure. The city coming up committee has talked a lot about it. That's despite your opposed to, but still people are showing up to the Capitol so valiant. What would you tell people who those out?
Sure, I'd say a couple of things. Look, everybody has the right and should make their voices heard. I encourage people to do that, to come to the Capitol. Let me repeat again why I'm opposed to the Medicaid expansion, and the Senate voted with us today, 7-3, not to advance that proposal. This could cost Louisiana taxpayers over $1 billion over the next decade, $1.7 billion. This is a proposal that could put 248,000 people out of private insurance into a government-run program. The Supreme Court said this was one part of Obamacare the states had choice over. It doesn't make sense, in my view, for us to expand Medicaid so that 41% of our population would now be in this welfare program. It's simply not a good deal for taxpayers. It's not going to result in good health care outcomes. It could cost us $1.7 billion, force people out of private insurance. After the exchanges are in effect, you're going to have less than 6% of our population uninsured. That's why we're doing the public-private partnership. So we continue to believe that Obamacare and the Medicaid expansion component of it are not good deals for the state of Louisiana, not good for our taxpayers, not good for our health care system.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. We look forward to talking to folks. Thank you. To Texas Brine, it is past time for you to make it right. Give these people what they're owed. Give them what you're promised. That's the message we want them to hear today.